Welcome to Unscripted Gaming. My name is Stan.
And I'm Josh.
Today on June 3rd, I wanted to say 4th so bad, but today is the 3rd. June 3rd, 2015. Bethesda decided to unleash upon the world a thing. A thing which, as I'm looking on its YouTube account right now, has 4 million views and 99% approval rating. I don't know who is clicking the downvote button.
But they're an asshole.
Of the 156 plus thousand likes, it has just a little bit over 2,000 dislikes. Once again, to be fair, that's still about a 99% approval rating, but it's just surprised that there are many people that disapproved of it. You got your trolls. You're always going to have your trolls. Fallout 4 was announced today. And it was barely announced. It was just a trailer showing that Fallout 4 is coming. So what me and Josh are going to do for
don't forget too, the day before on their website they launched a please stand by with a 24-hour clock on it for counting down until the moment.
There was actually a hidden image inside that post. You know, as I said before, I work at a gaming company, so a couple people ripped apart the HTML script and found a hidden image inside the post. I'm like, oh gosh, this is a VR game, because I'm not going to play it. Not even for you, Fallout. But we didn't even get the chance to play it. Maybe you could still play with that image, and you could probably find something that's going to be in the game. I'll tell you what, if you look online, you probably will find pictures of that image. It looks like a face, I'll be honest. It looks like a face, or the planet Jupiter. But what we wanted to do is we are going to watch the trailer live with you people. It's easy to find online. Just type Fallout 4 official trailer. We're going to watch it, and we're going to give you a bit by bit of what we think is to come.
I just realized that I'm doing a lot of like hand motions and showing my excitement on this audio podcast. So you guys aren't getting the
full excitement.
Yeah. There's a lot of fucking hand waving and excitement going on over here. Stan can confirm. It's
deservedly so.
It's crazy. Let's watch this shit.
All right, we're gonna hit play when I count to go. So I'm gonna give it a 3, 2, 1, go. Once again, this Fallout 4 official trailer. It's gonna be published by Bethesda Works. So in 3, 2, 1, go. Trailer just kind of starts off, and don't worry, I'll be telling you guys when to go ahead and pause, and we'll give our thoughts together.
Please stand by.
This is the please stand by screen that they gave for the 24-hour clock. Oh,
how about that soundtrack?
Yeah, it's got that classic soft vinyl soundtrack going.
It's all over, guys.
It's all over.
The world.
Okay, can we pause it right here?
Yes.
Pause at 31 seconds. Look at the amount of detail they are now able to cram into this home. You know, sometimes in Fallout 3 you could see the weathering effects, but look at the texturing on that wall. Look at the TV. Look at the way the table is just kind of canted over. When the camera zoomed out and I saw this scene, I was like, look at that. That took a lot of work. You didn't have to put that much work into the weathering detail on that wall, but you did, and I appreciate it.
And you know, the two things that also stick out at me in this shot right before anything else is the color palette.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see this weird green or weird brown color. You just see a lot of... You see warm but very vibrant colors. So yes. They've decided that it doesn't necessarily have to be so gritty constantly. Also, the look kind of almost looks the way they've rendered it when it almost looks cel-shaded because of the way the color palette is so different, I think.
Yeah, that green car in the background just pops, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it works, and I really like it. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with this expanded color palette.
Supposedly everything you're seeing right now is in in-game engine.
Yep.
Yeah. So everyone keep that in mind. And let's keep going. And play. This is a nice transition.
Yes, into the the pre-war. And here's the dog. Hi, puppy. some great particle effects going on there.
Yeah, I saw that sun dust particle effect. I appreciate it. Look at that detail. So much detail. Pause. Oh, wait. Look, keep going, keep going. We pause at 1:30 and play. Pause. Okay, so I wanted to pause right here at the Volt. Volt 111. Josh, help me out here. You're a bit of a bigger Fallout fan than me. What was the Volt in Fallout 3?
101.
So this is a completely different Volt. Because it's supposedly a completely different location. How many of these Volts are there? There's been 4 games so far, not counting like New Vegas and whatnot.
Oh, a ton.
Apparently, there's just a shitload of Volts.
I mean,
that's
the thing is, Vault-Tec, you know, that they went across the world and they all over the place just built these things. You know, I think in the first game, you know, it's Vault for 13 or something like that. So apparently, according to the wiki, there were 112 vaults, with 112 being the last vault to be completed.
Gotcha.
But you know, they built a bunch of these all over the world, all over the United States. So I mean, you've got vaults.
I think they were just United States.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, all the Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas happened, you know, in the California, Las Vegas, Nevada area. So, you know, they were everywhere.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get back to it. And ready, set, and play.
USS Constitution.
I'm just in awe still. Pause. A blimp? Can we go on it?
Yep.
Can we attack
also,
it?
but here at the over a statue of Paul Revere, making his famous ride. So if you didn't know what that first ship was, the USS Constitution. This is where anybody who's familiar with the city of Boston will just know. Boston. That is where Fallout 4 is taking place in, which is really exciting, and we'll kind of go into detail about that later, but this is like, right now, mine just fucking Boston!
All right, ready, set, and play.
Brutal.
Pause. Real quick on the black screen. I wanted to bring this up. Are we really still playing up the whole nuclear war aesthetic? This is the 4th game in a series. We get it. There was a big nuclear war that pretty much destroyed most, if not all, of humanity, and it's due to the vaults that people are able to still kind of eke out a meager existence.
But I'll kind of go into this and some of the stuff I've been reading about and a few fan early theories, a couple that I think might actually have some traction, is they've never really gone much though into the pre-war, like what it was actually like, what was actually happening, what did that day when everybody was entering the vaults look like.
Gotcha.
And I think that's a very interesting thing to touch on, and a few of the fan theories of why they're bringing that in, we'll talk about here in a few minutes once we're actually done with the video.
Gotcha. All right, and play. There's that dog again. Pause. There's just a lot of stuff here to just take in. You got a rack in the back just full of weapons. You've got, obviously, the classic Fallout power armor. You got the Nuka-Cola sign. You've got comic books, which were something that you could just kind of pick up and read. You could see the ammo boxes. Dogmeat's just kind of walking by this power armor. If power armor is just kind of sitting there in the game and it's no longer the most best armor in the game, I'll be legitimately surprised.
But it's not just traditional power armor. It looks like he's made some augments to it, made some changes, done some weird things.
Think so? It could be just the fidelity of the graphics engine being better.
Could be, but I like to think he's tinkering.
Fair enough.
And again, I'll tell you why I think he's tinkering in a moment. Stay tuned. Also, Vault Boy.
Oh,
bobblehead.
Sorry, go ahead.
Bobblehead too.
Yeah, I noticed the bobblehead. Like, okay, it's got a little Pittman bobblehead.
Yep, a little bit of everything for you there.
Mm-hmm. Just take it. Just soak that in.
Yep.
Soak in this image. You can make that a screensaver or wallpaper. All right, and play. Is his name the Traveler or the Wanderer?
I think they're calling him the Traveler.
Traveler.
And if you'll notice, the first time we've heard voice from the
Traveler, yeah.
protagonist.
Otherwise, he didn't talk.
Nope.
Never talked. He just kind of link. You just assumed he talked.
So you had dialogue-ish options, so you got to talk.
Pause. You'll notice down at the bottom, Xbox One, PS4, and PC. So it's coming to everything that has a screen, basically. Within reason.
Mwah.
And play.
Bravissimo.
Just kind of, if I
tapers
recall
off.
correctly, kind of peters out in a black screen. All right. So that was Fallout 4. Josh, is there some stuff you've been holding on to you finally want to get to?
Yeah, so the Boston aspect is a really interesting thing, partially because of a group of people that live out there. Some of you who may know Boston know that the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or MIT's out there. And one of the groups of people that exist in the Fallout universe are, I remember the name, and a professional would have looked it up beforehand, but we're not there. Because this is unscripted, damn it. So there's a group of people out there who, unlike a lot of those we've met in the earlier Fallout games, are not just trying to preserve pre-war technology and fashion stuff together, but they're also trying to make advances on technology. And that's why you see things like the blimp, and you see such a vibrant city because of those intellectual people who are trying to, move on, which I think is really going to make for some really interesting possibilities, and I think it's really going to open the world up. But what I really wanted to talk about, one of the fan theories I've seen, and I really kind of like why they're doing some of these pre-war flashbacks, is that the Wanderer, or the Traveler, whatever they're calling him in this game, is actually a pre-war person. That Vault 111 had some cryotech technology inside of it for the people who were being protected in there, and is actually a pre-war person wandering around, and that's why we get some of the flashbacks to before the war. Because he was there. He saw it. He remembers it. He's not just somebody who's living generations on. I don't know if that's the route that they're actually taking, but I think that could be an interesting twist on the character and on the storytelling, and especially getting a sense of the world before the war. Because I think that's something that could have some potential, and I think it's something that they have not really touched. They've touched on in passing, but I think putting some more emphasis on it could really lead to some interesting gameplay and some interesting backstory into the world.
That's a lot of information I just did not have before. Well done, Josh.
Thank you.
How did you know that? How do you know that?
Just reading about it, and I remember some of this stuff talking about, there are mentions here and there about in the various games about, the Boston area and the Boston area and the people out there and the stuff that they do, and then some of the other stuff has just been some fan theories and stuff that I've been reading about, people talking and reacting to and speculating. So again, we don't know if this is true or not, but it's something that I think would be really interesting to see, and I would not be opposed to hearing them tell that story. Because why not? Why not have somebody who's from the pre-war area have been cryo-slept in a vault? You know, one of the later, because vault 111 is one of the later vaults. They might have some different technologies in it and some pretty crazy stuff. So who's to say? It also could be very wrong, and there's a whole other reason why these flashbacks are happening. But
so here's a question for you, Josh. If you go to Fallout4.com, Bethesda is more than glad to give you the option to pre-order the game.
I have been having this discussion.
I know we on Unscripted Gaming have talked consistently on how pre-order culture just needs to motherfucking die. But I can see Josh right now getting weak in the knees.
And I'm going to turn to you, the Unscripted Gaming community, to keep me strong, to not pre-order this game as much as I want to. I may, I'll buy it day one because I'm really excited, but I'm not going to pre-order it. Probably
day one, sight unseen.
Yep, because I'm a chump. No, yes, I don't. Boys and girls, I don't know. I'm in a predicament here. And you know what? The thing is, I haven't been burned on a Fallout game like I have any other game, so I don't know. A friend of mine, I've mentioned him on the show earlier about the discussion about Fallout, making fun of me, calling the new game Fallout 4 Operation Anchorage because he's a terrible person. Mike, yes,
yep.
I'm talking about you. But he has made me a deal that if I pre-order this game, he will pre-order another game that he is quite nervous about and has a lot of reservations about. And we'll see, he wants to have a contest on who gets burned worst. But I don't know. I don't know if I can, A, bring myself to pre-order it, and B, stop myself from pre-ordering it.
I'm not going to pre-order it. I'll probably buy it. I'll probably wait till it comes out. I'll probably pick it up like after I see a couple positive reviews about it. I'm not going to trust Josh's review because he'll just love it regardless. I take that back. As we've talked about a lot before, we bought Metroid the day it came out, regardless of all of the reviews, and look what happened. Metroid Other M, look what happened there. So who knows? This game could suck.
And you know what? It's entirely possible. It is entirely possible this game is garbage. That doesn't mean I won't play it.
Yeah, I haven't seen a second of gameplay footage. Prove me wrong, Bethesda.
I have faith.
It'll probably be fine. It'll probably be a good game. I mean, you don't reserve a spot in E3 to give a whole conference pretty much about this game and then not have a good game to show for it.
Yeah, you have to be pretty again, because not only is Bethesda having a conference about it, this is their first E3 keynote ever. Now,
I mean, why not?
Obviously they've probably got other stuff to show, but I mean, they've obviously got to be pretty fucking excited about this game.
So here's my question. My quick question. Do you think the keynote's going to be entirely about this game?
No. It slips my mind now, but I know they've got a few other games to show. There's a few other things. Some of their other studios. I think id has a couple things getting published through Bethesda that they'll show off. Doom will be shown there, obviously. I mean, that's going to take up some time because, we just got that 5-second clip really a few weeks ago. So they'll have other stuff to show. It's not going to just be Fallout 4, but I think Fallout 4 is going to be a big portion of it.
I'm excited. So since I work for a video game company, I'm going to obviously be watching E3 very closely. It's pretty much my job at a certain point. But I will be very excited to see what the other companies are bringing to the table. This looks very exciting. Very, very exciting. I want to see gameplay footage, though. I'm sure we might. What if they announce a sale date? They haven't announced a sale date yet, but what if they announce a sale date? It's like 2 months away. Something you can taste. You know what I mean?
The only reason I would pre-order it is if, like, I were to say buy like a collector's edition, and there were a really cool like thing that I wanted to have with it. Not that my wife would let me buy that, But that would probably be the only reason why I would actually pre-order the game, though.
What if it came with like a 8-inch power armor figure?
I'd have to.
Money would have to be spent.
An exchange of goods would be made.
Well, I think that's all we got for Fallout 4. There's not much. It's just that 3-minute trailer, almost 3 minute to the second trailer.
I think once we have, maybe some gameplay footage or something like that, we might do a follow-up video just because we can. There are some, Fallout 3 and New Vegas had their issues and things we'd like to see differently, talking about like the shooting or some of the animation. But again, I think that's a story for another podcast. I think this was just the hype and the excitement that is Fallout 4.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's been a while. It's been since 2011. Since New Vegas came out in 2008, since Fallout 3 came out, so it's been a while.
Yep.
It's good to see.
I'm excited.
All right, this has been Unscripted Gaming. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Can we go ahead and get your thoughts about Fallout and this trailer in the comments below? And I'm going to go ahead and place a link here. Hope you enjoyed that video. Hit the subscribe button if you like our stuff. Hit the like button if you love it. And go ahead and leave comments if you want to go ahead and engage in conversation. We're more than willing to. I'm a very talkative type of guy. Josh, you got anything else to say?
Nope. Get ready. Get pumped. E3 coming soon.
Watch the hype. Don't ride the hype train too hard.
I'm conducting the hype train, Stan. It's too late. All sense of professionalism have gone out the fucking window. And on that note, I'm Josh.
I'm Stan.
Peace.
Have a good one.